and welcome to Harpening. It's the first week of August, and this week we'll do some variations on the new pieces that I taught you. As you know, every first week of the month we'll do a new piece that I wrote specifically to help your technique or to have something to play as a beginner harpist that will help your technique. And this week we're doing variations on those pieces. It can be good to do variations on what you know, just so that your fingers get used to a different pattern or to learn different rhythms. The bakers among you will know that it's very easy to make variations on a cookie by either adding fruits, nuts or chocolate. For the pieces that I wrote, I'm sticking to the cookie theme and I'll be adding variations. Fruity variations will be rhythm variations. Chocolate chip variations will be either adding some depth to the flavor or doing chunks, chocolate chunks. And nutty variations will just be nutty, like it says. Let's get started with the 3 variations that I made. The first one will be of breakfast cookie, which will add depth to the flavor. It'll be a chocolate chip variation. And then I have 2 variations on the biscuit that we did. The first one is fruity, so rhythm, and the second one is adding chocolate chunks. So we're playing the chocolate chip variation of the breakfast cookie. So what we're going to do is A twice, G twice, F twice, and E once. And we're going to repeat this 3 times. Then in the last bit of the music, it changes again. You have A twice, G twice, then you skip the F and you go to E, and you only have 1 A in the end. Play along the left hand and I'll play the right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. A, G, F, E, A, G, F, E, A, G, F, E, A, G, now skip the F, E, A. The second part also has a variation. What you're doing is kind of skipping a string, then going up 1. Skipping a string, going up 1. Skipping a string, going up 1, all the way until you land on E. And you're playing everything twice. So then it becomes C, A, go up 1 to B, go down 2 to G, go up 1 to A, down 2 to F, up 1 to G, down 2 to E. Since the ending of the second part is the same as the first part, what you'll do is the second time you're playing this, you play C, C, 2 down to A, up to B, and then down 2 to G. And then you're going to do the same as the ending of the first part. So twice A, go down to G, E, so I'll play the right hand and you can play the bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, G, A, F, G, and E. Same thing again. C, A, B, G, First part and second part after each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second part. The Biscuit variations. The first variation on the Biscuit was a fruity variation. That means that I'm going to change the rhythm for you. I'll play the first bit so that you know what the rhythm was like, and then I'll play the fruity variation. The first bit of the Biscuit went like this. 1 and 2, 3, 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 1, 2, 3, 1. The variation will be to put the fast notes in the end. So you'll be playing 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and. Let's try it. And the last bit is the same. 2, 3, 1. Again. 1, 2, 3 and 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The second part will also change the rhythm to have the fast notes in the end. So instead of doing 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, we'll now do 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1. Slow notes keep being slow. Same thing. And then the theme of the beginning repeats. Let's do the Biscuit in the fruity variation together. 1, 2, 3. is what it's going to sound like. Now, why is it a good idea to change the rhythm? First of all, it is always good to do exercises in different rhythms because that might make for new challenges. Like in the beginning, when you're changing from C, B flat, A, F, when you're changing, normally you would have a long time before you play the F, and then the right hand would pick the A after. So it would be 1 and 2 and 3. So you'd have plenty of time to put these fingers down of the right hand. If you're changing the rhythm, you don't have as much time. As opposed to having a whole beat to put the right hand down, you now only have half a beat before it needs to be down. So you will do 1, 2, 3, and as you play the F, you will have to put down the right hand in order to be ready. So there's a little challenge there. The other thing is that it makes you also get used to different rhythms. When you're having trouble with rhythm, the only thing you can do about it is practice and try to stay in the same rhythm and learn to do new rhythms. So to change it around would actually help you be better at rhythm. Changing rhythm can also be important when you want to start improvising. When you improvise, it's good to be able to know which rhythm you're playing and when you want to change it and be able to change that rhythm at will. The only thing you can do for that is to practice different rhythms. One of the things you could do is, once you have the Biscuit the way it's played normally and you know how to play the fruity variation, is to mix them up. Play the first bit of the normal Biscuit and then do the repeats in the fruity variation. That would sound like this. Start out with the normal rhythm. 1, 2, 3. If you can change that rhythm at will, you know that you got that rhythm in your system. The other thing you could do is maybe a bit more difficult still. There's always the same little bit repeated. So in the beginning you have, and the same thing gets played again. Now you could play one time the normal rhythm and one time the fruity variation. And then you would get something like this. 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1. Just to mix up the rhythm and get used to different rhythms. We can also add chocolate chunks to this piece. Chunks mean that they're big pieces. So in this case, I took it to mean to play 2 notes together instead of doing them separate from each other. The easy place to do this is in the left hand, because the left hand is actually always playing the same interval. Maybe you've noticed this. The interval is the interval of a third. It has 2 strings with 1 string in between that you don't use. For instance, F and A. These thirds always sound good together. So you can just play them at the same time instead of after one another. It will start sounding like this. Together. Practice playing them together. Playing the notes together will help you placing them together, because you have to place them together if you're going to play them at the same time. It will also maybe make you more aware of actually closing your fingers in your hand. You can pay attention to that when you're playing. So make sure that you do play them against your hand for this variation. It's always the case, but with the thirds together, you can actually really feel them. So I'll show you how it looks from the other side. Instead of doing this, you're playing them together, which means that you actually have to pay attention, close them fully in your hand, against your hand, and then put them back at the same time. One of the things that might happen is that when you put them back slowly, you will hear it as a sort of buzzing sound. There it was. So you need to be sure of where you put them. So place them directly on the string with no delay. If you feel that you have a lot of this delay and this buzzing sound, what you can do is practice it on its own and use counting to when you're placing. So you do play, back, play, back, play, back. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. What you can see me do is that before I put them back, I actually put them in position. So I play them, put them in position, like you see here, and then I make them touch the string. So 1, make it ready, put back. 1, make it ready, put back. Make it ready, put back. So that could be an in-between step still. If you're having trouble doing it, you just go 1, 2, 3. Play, position, back. Play, position, back. One of the reasons that we mostly use the same fingering for the same intervals is that your fingers will get used to this interval. So if I say I'm going to play a third, it's going to look like this in my fingers and I can just play it. If I say I'm going to play a fifth, that is with 1 and 3, so your middle finger, it looks like this approximately, and I can just put it down because I have the right feeling in my fingers of how it's going to go. So make sure that you practice this, the third with the thumb and the second finger. Don't change your fingers around, so don't play 1 and 3, but always 1 and 2. You'll get really used to it and you'll know where to find them on your harp. Of course, when you try a different harp, it's going to give you some trouble, but you'll get used to it fast enough if you know how to do it on your own harp. The B part of this tune will sound differently. Where we were playing 2 notes after one another, we will now do them together. So that will change the rhythm a bit more than it did in the first part of the piece. The original was F, A, B, flat, C. That F, A will be played together, so you'll get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And here just play them apart. Same thing, repeat. Together and apart. And then the first bit gets repeated again. Let's play along the Biscuits in the chocolate chunk variation. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for watching this video and playing these cookies along with me. I hope you enjoyed them. In the future, you'll still get one piece a month of me on the first week of the month with a cookie. You can download them from my website as usual. However, I will be making the variations only for my Patreon channel. You can find my Patreon in the link below this video. I hope you subscribe and you're interested in playing the cookies. Let me know what you think, either in the comments below or on the new Patreon channel or on my Facebook page. You can also leave a comment on my website, harpening.com, or you can send me an email also via the website, harpening.com. If you decide to become a Patreon member, there will be some other special rewards. Apart from getting the variations, you will also get some time live with me. You'll be able to help me decide which videos I'm going to make and hand me on topics. So I hope you consider subscribing. Next week, as usual, there will be a video about playing in a session. Last 2 times I gave you some ideas on how to use chords. We used 2 chords and 3 chords. Next week we'll be doing how to find those chords when somebody is playing a melody. See you next week, and in the meantime, tell me what's happening in your life.